Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about Mercury going retrograde. Seems like it's always retrograde, but in reality, Mercury only goes retrograde 3 times, sometimes 4 times in a year. And what's interesting is whenever it goes retrograde throughout a year, it generally will remain in one particular element. And at this point in time, it's straddling 2 elements, fire and water, because at this point, Mercury is retrograde. It's going to go retrograde in the fire sign of Sagittarius. So we're going to have more of this quality of fire coming up. Of what is fire but inspiration and creativity. But what is Mercury retrograde? I know the planet really doesn't go backwards, but relative to the Earth in the cross and going around the sun, the Earth somehow will surpass it, and it makes Mercury appear to go backwards. But everything that Mercury rules appears to go haywire when it goes retrograde. But actually, retrogrades are when a planet is closest to the Earth. And by it being closest to the Earth, whatever that planet is about becomes more exaggerated. And you've got to fix any problems dealing with that planet's energy. So Mercury is the planet that rules our thinking mind. It rules our communications, how we talk to each other, how we get information across to each other. So that involves computers, telephones, televisions. It deals with the media, anything that involves information and getting information across to each other. And that also involves traveling, connecting to one another. So it deals with any way that we connect, any way that we communicate, and it also deals with any way that we learn. It deals with the learning process with school, with education as well. So that is a lot that it covers: our thinking mind, our speaking voice, our communications, our learning, our education, and travels. So all of these areas kind of have to be reassessed. Because remember, when I say with retrograde, it means RE. That means we have to redo it, rethink it, reassess it, reevaluate it, retest it, redo it, but most of all, reflect on it. I always say retrogrades are like the ebb and flow of the tide. There's a time to move forward, but there's a time to pull back. And that's the retrograde process. It's time to pull back and reassess everything that Mercury deals with. So guess what? If you're not cognizant and you haven't done your homework to reassess and to reorganize, regroup, and redo things, then things are going to go haywire at this time. So computers go haywire. Oh, great. Right around the Christmas season. Are you kidding? When people are trying to get places, Mercury retrograde? Oh well. The thing is that I just find that when Mercury goes retrograde, you know there's going to be delays, there's going to be foul-ups, there's probably going to be computer glitches. So bring lots of entertainment if you're traveling on a plane, because chances are it's going to take a heck of a lot longer to get there. Just be prepared. I feel like when you're mentally prepared for things, they're not near as bad than when they hit you blindsided. So Mercury does interfere with our travels. Mercury will turn direct, like I said, December 13th. It will be 14 degrees of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is about truth and justice. It's about righteousness. And we're going to find in this Mercury retrograde how righteous people are going to be. They're right, and they won't bend at all in their and what they feel like their testimonies are, what they believe in. They're not going to bend. It's going to be a big fight, because I also saw that in the process of Mercury being retrograde around December 27th, it's going to it's going to be around the 26th through the end of the year. Mercury and Mars are going to cross over, but it's on the 27th that I believe Mercury traveling backwards in Sagittarius will enter into the last degree of Scorpio. While Mars is in the last degree of Scorpio, they will hit in the last degree of Scorpio, 29 degrees, around December 27th. This is going to be a day when people are incorrigible. They cannot be controlled. They cannot control their temper. There will be violence because it's at that last degree of Scorpio, Gandanta. Think about Mercury with communications and Mars being anger. So angry communication spewing out everywhere. Control, control, control. Don't be part of it. Don't take part in the anger. I'm telling you, the media, which Mars, Mercury, it's going to be spewing with anger and fighting and retribution. Oh my goodness. Anger, revenge, jealousy, all these things are going to ignite and blow up everywhere. It's going to be a pretty nasty Mercury retrograde with all the righteousness and then all the passion, drive, anger when it enters into Scorpio. That's where the mind goes. That's where our thinking mind goes. And it brings back a lot of hostility and things from the past as Mercury is going into the sign of Scorpio, the water sign of emotion and feeling, intensity and passion and revenge. So this is going to take place the end of December. Now, finally, we're going to have Mercury turn direct on January 1st. Thank goodness. And when it does, that will be so refreshing. Get ready. January 1st. I just think on New Year's Eve, we should all celebrate. Why? Because this year is finally coming to an end and we need for it to. And we're going to start out on better footing on January 1st. I'm looking forward to 2024. I know 2024 has a big host of its own problems, but I'm looking forward to a new awakening. And that can be great for most of us. It will be very difficult for others that won't accept the change. But change is what we need now. So let's embrace it. And this Mercury retrograde, it's going to bring up many things of the past that we don't like seeing, the ugliness of this world, the shadow side. But it's time, because if you don't know what you're dealing with and you don't know what you're working with, you've got to realize, bring it up from the deep, dark depths of the psyche and see what the deep, dark problem is. That way we know what we're dealing with, and that way we know what to work on and what to heal. And that's what we're going to be doing with this Mercury retrograde. It may sound not so good, but it is. Because we have to face what the reality is in order to heal it. And the good part is we're going to heal it. This Mercury retrograde is going to surface it all. We're going to see it, we're going to know it, and we're going to be able to move on from it. So with that, I think I'll close. I hope you've enjoyed this Mercury retrograde. But do remember when you're traveling, remember where you put your keys. Make a concerted effort to make sure your plans are laid out clearly. You will avert so much trouble if you make conscious effort with your mind to remember to get things right and to review and reflect and to heal. That's what retrogrades are truly, truly about. With that, I'll say thank you. Happy New Year. And remember, if you would like more information about me, you can always go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org if you'd like to sign up for a reading, if you'd like to sign up for my Patreon page, which I am so thrilled and excited about. I hope you'll check it out and become a member, become part of our community. And don't forget, the university is going to start semester 1 in the beginning of the year. And I am so excited. And I'll be thrilled if you could be my student. So with that, thank you. Happy New Year.